Now, after 4 days of dodging the law, the Kanpur VVIP Brat is finally behind bars following his return from Delhi. Shivam Mishra, accused in the high-profile Lamborghini crash, has been arrested for non-cooperation and evading the police. He is currently undergoing a medical examination. This marks a big India Today impact. His name was missing from the initial FIR. Only later did CCTV evidence establish that he was behind the wheel of the car that crashed into pedestrians. Now, Kanpur police will seek 14 days of custody, telling the court that a wrong driver was deliberately presented and a false affidavit was filed to mislead this probe. Now, police say Mishra refused to cooperate when contacted for questioning and asked to sign the notice. Investigators now point to clear attempts to shield the tobacco baron's son. His name was kept out of the FIR initially. In fact, a ghost driver was made the scapegoat. Claims of no alcohol was made, and to counter that and to sort of establish that, I beg your pardon, there was no medical examination that was conducted. An attempt to change the number plate was also done. That is what is believed. There were footages, mobile phone footages that came to fore. In fact, the epilepsy was used as an excuse. It was said that he has epilepsy and he got a sort of a seizure because of which this accident happened. A sudden move to Delhi, citing the health grounds, was made by the father of the accused, and a quiet escort from the crash site, which we all saw, visuals of which came to the fore, where he was taken out of the car, a pattern that clearly suggests there was an attempt at protection. The case also exposes glaring lapses in the initial probe. No alcohol test, no name in the FIR, false affidavits backing the driver, and crucial days lost before arrest. Now, serious questions hang over the initial probe and the delays that followed.
जो इस मुकदमे का वादी है, उसका जो समझौतानामा है, वो समझौतानामा भी कोर्ट में प्रस्तुत किया है, जिसमें कि इंजर्ड जो कंप्लेनेंट है, उसने इस बात की शिनाख्त की कि इस गाड़ी को मोहनलाल ही चला रहा था। न्यायालय के सामने इस आशय का मोहनलाल का शपथ पत्र भी दिया गया। न्यायालय ने सारे बिंदुओं पर सुनवाई के बाद में आदेश को सुरक्षित रख लिया है। आदेश का प्रतीक्षा कीजिए। देखिए, ये सूचना प्राप्त हुई थी हमें सूत्रों से कि वो कानपुर आया हुआ है। इस सूचना के आधार पर तत्काल टीमें सक्रिय हुई और टीमों ने कार्रवाई करते हुए उसको गिरफ्तार किया है। हमने उसको माननीय न्यायालय पर प्रस्तुत किया है और माननीय न्यायालय में अग्रिम कार्रवाई की जा रही है। 5 टीमें लगी हुई थी, बाकी चूंकि ये विवेचना का विषय है, हम लोगों ने गिरफ्तार करके माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत कर दिया।
That the rule and the training is that when such an incident happens, and right there you have the car, you have the driver, you have the eyewitnesses, you have the accompanying people, I think take into account immediately. Don't delay it, because the immediate medical evidence will either indict it or provide the right evidence, or it will inculcate and means he can escape. But 4 days being after, I think now the pressure is on him and the lawyers, very expensive lawyers, of course, affordable lawyers. Now it's pressure on them and send him immediately for medical evidence.
Yes.
That becomes either a defense or an accusation. But now evidence, medical evidence after 4 days will have to be now forensically judged whether after 4 days. So it becomes expensive trial.
And joining us now is India Today's Simar from the Kanpur court. Simar, do tell us what's happening right now. We believe the arrest has happened. Is the family trying for a bail?
Well, yes, right now we are at the court premises only, and what we are hearing is that some of the lawyers have came and said that today's strike in the court, that's why the hearing cannot happen. Let's just go straight away with the bar president of Kanpur. आप लोग यहाँ पे आए हैं, क्या बता रहे हैं? सुनवाई हो पाएगी, इसमें नहीं हो पाएगी?
देखिए, the basic fact is that there is a murder of our brother in the Rampur district, so we called the strike for entire UP, and entire UP is closed today. District judge has also given the dates to us, but unfortunately, why this court is sitting here and want to hear this high-profile case, this is beyond imagination.
So what will happen? The police has already arrested him.
Definitely we will protest this.
So what will happen to the custody of the accused Shivam Mishra? Will he go to the jail?
It is up to the judicial magistrate what he will do. But we are abstained from work.
Okay, so you are saying is that the judge will not set the hearing, will not happen. You will not let the hearing happen today in the court.
Yes, principally, when the superior court district judge has given all the dates today for each and every bail, then why this special court?
So you are the president here.
Yeah.
You must know the protocols and the rules. What will happen if the court will not function? The Shivam Mishra, who is the accused in the case, will he go back to police custody, to jail, or will he be allowed to let go? What will happen of this particular case?
It will depend upon judicial discretion.
Judicial discussion. But you are making the pressure that the court should not run.
We are not making pressure, we are only humbly requesting.
You are requesting. So there you heard Sneha. That has been the argument. Some of the lawyers, in fact, turn up just outside the court premises. They say that today is the strike, so we will not let this court to function. What will happen? Whether the decision, what will happen? Whether the court will listen the matter or not, that remains to be seen. But just now, a lot of lawyers, including the bar president and all the committee people, lawyers have come here just outside the court, which was supposed to function. The court judge was supposed to sit and listen to the argument. They have said that we will not allow it to function. Now it remains to be seen that what call is being taken by the judge itself.
Right, Simar, do stay with us. It seems we are getting some statement from Shivam's lawyer. Let's listen.
भैया हम दूसरी मंजिल पर अभी आपसे बात कर रहे हैं। हम लोग हड़ताल पे हैं और हम लोग कोई भी कार्य नहीं कर रहा है और हमारा सभी वकीलों और न्यायिक अधिकारियों से निवेदन है आज कोई भी कार्य ना करा जाए क्योंकि हमारे रामपुर में हमारे एक अधिवक्ता साथी की हत्या हुई, उस वजह से हम लोग आज हड़ताल पे हैं। हाई प्रोफाइल मामला है, क्या कहेंगे? भाई मामला कुछ भी हो, चाहे हाई प्रोफाइल हो, चाहे जो, हम लोग हड़ताल पे हैं तो हमें काम नहीं करना चाहिए।
Okay, so that was a lawyer of the court who was saying that there is a strike today due to a death of one of their brethren, and because of that, they are not going to let the court function. Remember, Shivam Mishra has been arrested, and it is a fundamental right of any accused to be brought in front of the court within 24 hours of arrest. We'll try and connect with Simar Chawla, who is present within the court complex. Simar, as I was just mentioning, as an accused, he also has a right to be brought in front of the court or a magistrate. So clearly, if the strike is there, and we can see the attitude of the lawyers over there, they clearly do not want any proceedings to happen. So they will have to work out another way to ensure that he gets a hearing.
Well, yes, indeed, because the police have presented their facts in front of the court, an application has been filed that the judicial custody of 14 days should be given. And also they have placed the fact in this very particular case that it is in violation of 35 BNS, that the summons which we issued were not accepted by the accused. He was evading the arrest, he was evading the questioning. That's why the police have even power to send the person to jail, even if the punishment is less than 7 years. Technically, if the punishment is less than 7 years, the police cannot arrest. But a clause has been mentioned by the Kanpur police that he was in fact not following the protocol and also in the violation of 35 BNS. That's why the police have power to arrest him, which they have, and presented him in front of the court. Now, the judge was supposed to come in some time and the hearing was supposed to happen, but the bar president, as you saw, along with several lawyers, have come to the premises of this court just outside because it's a high profile case. He just came outside and gave a statement that we will not allow the court to function. It should not function idly because there is strike all over Uttar Pradesh. But then too, it's on the discretion of the court, the judge, that whether he listened today to this very particular application filed by the police. Now it remains to be seen that what further developments happen in this case, Anjali.
Right, absolutely. Simar, do tell us what kind of struggle that the police had to go through to finally grab Shivam Mishra. Although we do understand earlier the charges that were put on Shivam Mishra did not mandate an arrest, but later on certain changes were made. So do tell us, how did they finally manage to nab Shivam Mishra?
As far as Kanpur police is concerned, they have made very clear in this statement that 5 teams were made to nab Shivam Mishra in this very particular case. Before that, the summons were issued in the case. There had been several notices which were issued to him, but he was not cooperating. He was being evasive, on the basis of which the Kanpur police, in fact, tried to arrest him, giving the clause that 35 BNS is being violated. After that, what Kanpur police has told India Today on record, that it was in the morning itself when Kanpur police got the information that Shivam Mishra, who was said to be in Delhi but was present in the Kanpur, the team went ahead to arrest him. From the Kanpur itself, they have arrested him, produced him in the Ursula hospital where his medical was done, and after that, he was produced in the court. Right now, Shivam Mishra is currently present inside the court, waiting for his turn, the matter to be heard. But at the same time, we saw these kind of acts that happened. The lawyers came. Now it remains to be seen what happened. But police has made their stand very clear that initially he was not named in the FIR, but as soon as the investigation proceeded, he was named in the FIR. And also, police has mentioned a very important point in this very particular case, that Shivam Mishra's family, presented a random dummy person whose name was Mohan in front of the court, who has also filed an affidavit in this very particular matter, claiming that he was driving the car. But as far as Kanpur's police investigation is concerned, he was not the driver. The driver was in fact Shivam Mishra in this very particular case. That's why forging the documents and in fact deviating the police investigation, not being cooperative and being evasive. On these collective grounds, the application has been filed and he is in fact arrested and presented in the court. Now it remains to be seen that what decision that the court give. Does he give the judicial custody, which has been asked by the Kanpur police for 14 days, or Shivam Mishra will be allowed to let go, or what happens? That's only the discretion of the court, which we will be hearing in some time from now.
Right. Do stay on with us, Simar, as we quickly tell our viewers what is the exclusive scoop India Today has got as far as cops' strategy in court is concerned. Well, the cops are going to tell the court that Shivam was the person who was driving the car and he fled the scene. He managed the situation so that he could leave the scene after the crime, and he also evaded probe. He was continuously asked to join the probe, but he evaded it. And that is the reason why they have now finally managed to arrest him. Now, cops are also going to reveal that a fake affidavit was filed by a person called Mohanlal, who came forward saying, I am the driver who was driving the car. And the cops are saying that this affidavit is fake and that this driver is a dummy that is being used. Now, cops are also insisting that Shivam is the one who was driving this vehicle, and they have evidence to prove it. They have CCTV footage. They also have some footage that was recorded on mobile phones after the incident, and they are claiming that he is the one who was the driver. The cops have arrested Shivam despite offense with less than 7 years of jail. Remember, we told you that is the reason why cops claim that initially they did not arrest Shivam Mishra, because the charges did not warrant an arrest, and because of that it was done. And going back to India Today, Simar, who continues to be with us. Simar, we do have the strategy that the cops are going to present in front of the court. But what about the actual presentation of the accused in front of the court? What are we hearing now? Will it be possible? Because we clearly see behind you right now also, the lawyers are there and they do not want the proceedings to continue.
Well, indeed, I would like my camera person to just focus you on the visuals. This is the premises just outside the court, where the hearing was supposed to happen. You can see a lot of lawyers gathered just outside the court, including the bar president and the other members of the working committee. They have made it very clear that the hearing should not happen since the upper court is not functioning today, and it is all because of the murder case that has been going on regarding a lawyer, and in the regard of which a strike was called. In fact, all over Uttar Pradesh. That's why the court should not allow to function. However, the bar president clearly says that it's the discretion of the judge and the concerned court that if they find this exceptional case, they might go ahead with the hearing. But their focus is it is an attempt, that the court should not hear the matter. But as far as Kanpur police stand is concerned, they are very clear in this very particular case that all facts are presented in the matter. All the video proofs, everything is in fact included in the report. They've also mentioned the fact that how a false affidavit was filed in the court by a dummy driver, and taking the cognizance of which court yesterday rejected the bail application of alleged driver Mohan. Now, the court will in fact consider all the facts. It's a challenge for the police because let me just tell you, all the sections included in the FIR are have the punishment for below 7 years. That's why technically the arrest couldn't have been made. But the police in the argument said that since it's an exceptional case where the 35 BNS was not followed, it was violated. The court, the accused, in fact, violated this particular section, was evasive. That's why the police have even the power of arresting the accused in a case which has the punishment of even less than 7 years. So that's why they have arrested him. Now it remains to be seen that whether court accept this very particular argument and give the judicial remand to Shivam Mishra in this particular matter, or Shivam Mishra is allowed to go home from here itself. These are some major developments which will have to wait for some time, and things will only be clear then.
Right. Thank you very much.